Just got dropped off at the trailhead. I'm hiking into stealth camp and shed hunt over the next 2 days here. We're doing an overnight stealth camp with my hammock. Gonna cook some food up, and then we're gonna hunt for deer antlers that have shed. Might have overpacked a bit, but I wanted to make sure I had all my gear. Supposed to get down to the 30s tonight, so I wanted to make sure I slept warm. I've been through these woods before, but never camped in them, so a lot of the area has bike trails running through, and then it's just rolling hardwoods over these big steep valleys. All right, I'm gonna set my gear down over here. Look at that. Walked up to set my bags down next to this tree, and sure enough, there's a climbing tree stand sitting right here. Those are usually worth a couple $100. I just bought a new climber too. Just stashed my bags there. I'm gonna take off down through this valley and try and find somewhere good to stealth camp. Kinda gotta find the perfect area where I'm away from the biking trails that run through the area, and then also away from the road where maybe I could have a campfire that wouldn't be seen. The road's just over that way, a ways, about 400 yards. The area gets so thick with the briars that I've been in areas where they're impassable. I could not get through some of the thickets. Those same briar patches that are plaguing my shed hunting trips will give me good cover for my stealth camp, hopefully here. There's a creek over here. I'm hoping to, maybe if I could get down in that creek area, that'd be a good spot to set up. Always like camping near a creek anyway. So I was walking by and I just saw this trash bag here, something in it. Katana, silky katana. Well, let's see what we got. Hopefully it's not a murder weapon. Man, it's like stuck in there. There we go. Whoa. Man, that's too bad. It's an old, looks like a really nice saw, but it's all rusted. That sucks. Silky Katana Boy saw. Man, that looks like a nice one. Wonder if I can replace the blade on it. Yeah, I don't know. This might be trash. I think I might leave it. I would pack it out if I can. Maybe next time I come in here without all my gear, I'll pack it out of here and throw it out. But that is fully rusted Katana Boy saw. Just sitting on this deer trail. See, I thought this would be a really good area, but as you can see, it's a little bit marshy, real muddy, like a wetland where that overflow of that creek's running through here. I don't know if this is a good spot. I don't see good trees for hammocks either. Here's that little creek area with the waterfall. Beautiful little spot. Water's still pretty cold. I think if this creek was a little deeper, you might get some fish rolling through here. Maybe some suckers are in here, but that's probably it. I don't think trout. There's trout further up in the creek, but not in this branch. I don't see any trees here though to set it up, but I have in many trips before slept directly next to a waterfall, and man, is it nice. I don't know if I'm able to do that here. those woodpeckers are going to town on this tree here. See, this area right here would be a good spot, but the higher up I go on the hillside, the more windy it gets. But there is a good dip here. Okay, that's a possible option, is to camp down in that creek bed. Bucks have been rubbing on that tree there. Oh, nice. Looks like a nice little fox skull. Pretty cool. It looks like we got a dead deer here. See, now I'm on the back side of this hill. That wind direction keeps changing on me, but ideally I'd be wind free if I camp on the other side of the hill, the non-wind side, set up my hammock there, and then I'll be wind free. This looks like the back side of that first camp spot I found, where I'm thinking of going here. Ooh, this would be perfect in between the two trees. Oh man, if only I had another tree here. All I got is this here, but can't run my hammock to anything on that side. I'm not sleeping on the ground tonight, so I'd much rather prefer to camp in my hammock, my hammock. But man, that would be a perfect setup. Yeah, I think this is going to be the spot. Yep, nice and calm right here. Yeah, I think this might be the spot. I like having this added security, the trees at your back. I'm gonna get set up here, get the hammock up. Kind of a nice little spot. I'm in this valley here, and then we're in the bottom of a creek bed in the valley. Hopefully this wind direction stays right here. But as for now, I'm out of the wind. I've got fallen timber here to block it. I've got a little creek bed. I'm in this little ravine. So as long as that wind direction stays where we need it to, it should be pretty good. And I'm also far enough away from the trail and far enough from the road where I think I can have a fire without being seen. So let's do it. Stealth camp. So if I can find a way to get my hammock strap around this top of this tree and then run my hammock down to that one. Run it through there. Okay, so pull that through, and my strap is just enough, right? Okay, so my strap just makes it around the trunk of that tree. That's how wide that tree was. Okay, definitely not the stealthiest color. Between that little creek bed there and those two fallen trees, I'm camouflaged really good. I don't think anybody can see me under there. Check this out. I know. The hammock's not very stealthy, but it should get the job done. I was planning on putting my tarp overhead, but I don't know if I'm gonna do that here to hide it, so I think I'm hidden pretty good. Okay, I think that might just work. Okay. Got my one Tigress 30-degree underquilt for the hammock. Should keep me pretty warm. Definitely a must-have when you're sleeping in that hammock. It just gets cold on your backside if you don't have it. So stealth camping, you got to scout the area out. I could have just walked in and set up wherever, but I wanted to come in and make sure I found the area that I would like the best, that could offer me the best between the shelter of the trees, the creek bed, getting out of the wind a bit, and I'm higher up on the hillside. I'm far away from the road and far enough from that bike trail. So trying to get these stickers out of here. This briar patch, too close to my campsite. Tried hitting it with the axe, got all shredded up. So now I'm throwing this log at it. That works. Wow, look at that rub. That's a nice rub there. You can see all the little marks where the brown tines were sticking in. Got this dead tree stump that's still standing, and that's going to make some perfect kindling and firewood. Nice and dry stuff. Okay, 55 degrees, not too shabby. It's going to get down to the 30s tonight though, so we're going to get a decent temperature drop. Feel that temperature dropping, getting colder. Just doing some reconnaissance, walked away from my campsite, checking out how visible my headlamp is from the campsite. And it's just a speck up there on the hillside. Alright, so it's been dark for a little bit now. I'm gonna get a fire going. Tech stove, Sportsman's Guide, about $40 camp stove. Got the Lobster. What I did was steam this lobster at home and just brought it out. I'm just warming it up in hot butter, and I'm going to put it over a toasted brioche bun, make a lobster roll. Got a little fire going, but I don't want to make it too big. I made first I had a big fire going and I feel like you could see it from the road. Just kept getting nervous. There's a lot of vehicles riding by down there on that road and it's making me a little nervous, but I don't know that they can see me up here. But when it's dark, a fire or a headlamp stands out so much greater up on the hillside. You'll see it there. Oh no. We lost one. That was a good piece. Real good piece. Looking good. Oh man, that's good. Oh yeah, a little bit of lemon on there. Lemon zest. It's a perfect blend of ingredients. You got the lemon, the lobster, the butter, the chives with the bread. Perfect combination. Oh man, that's good. Before the trip I knew I needed a new skillet, so I was looking at them online. Then I remembered that my aunt had given me my Uncle Bobby's old cooking set. He was a camper. He passed away, but he was a Vietnam vet. He loved to camp, and he gave me all his cooking gear and some of his camping gear. Uncle Bobby served in the Vietnam War. He was a gunner on helicopters, which wouldn't have been an easy job for sure. So thank you, Uncle Bobby. Thanks for the skillet. Even though he passed on, I'm still putting his gear that saw so many trips with him. Now it goes with me, so happy to do that. Lost my fire there. She's back. For dessert, we got strawberries and dip. Strawberries and cream dip. You take one of these strawberries, got the cream cheese dip. Oh man, that's killer. Man, we're really roughing it out here. Everything tastes so much better when you're camping. You're just burning constant calories out here. Between all the work you're doing and the shivering and the being in the elements. It's a super clear night. Just see all the constellations out, lots of stars. Always get a little leery when I'm stealth camping in urban areas. I'd much rather be in the backcountry, far away from anyone, but got a really good spot. It's perfect because I'm in this valley and then I'm in the creek bed, which is like a valley inside of the valley that's shooting down the hill. And then I'm in between two logs, so it's a good setup. Hopefully tomorrow we can find some deer antlers. Should be some around. The last two things I do before I get in my hammock is come over to the fire, warm up, get your core nice and warm, and then put on a fresh pair of socks. Because my socks, even though I've only hiked a little bit, my socks being in my boots are damp. So before I get in, put a fresh pair of socks on, and your feet will stay nice and warm all night. Got a red fox down there. Just like last stealth camp, red fox just going nuts. Oh, red fox looking for a vixen. Alright, morning. Don't want to get out of the sleeping bag in the morning. It's too nice and toasty in there. Sure enough, there was, just like my last stealth camp, there was more foxes barking. Same noise, multiple times. I think one crossed down by that creek earlier, and then I heard him come back, I think above me. So I don't know if it was the same one or multiple, but they were barking quite often. Not as close as last time, but I could hear them down at the valley below and above me on the ridge. But I'm gonna get out of here, get out of the sleeping bag, as hard as that's gonna be. Try and warm up, get these toes warmed up. Yeah, it was a pretty cold sleep. Toes were numb all night. That temperature definitely dropped quite a bit, more than I thought it would down this valley here. I think it's a little colder even. As soon as I got on my hammock, I had to go for a hike. My toes and fingers were super numb. Decided to go for a hike to warm it up, warm my core back up, and now my toes feel a lot better. Fingers feel better. My feet are starting to itch and tingle again and get rid of that numb sensation. The blood's rushing back to them, so I can. The thing with having cold feet when you're hiking is you stumble around a bit. Almost fell a few times. Alright, 34. I think it got even colder last night. Okay. Super stealthy. Check that out. Well, definitely didn't think that one through. I only brought one little pot to boil water in, and I ended up putting the buttery lobster in there for real quick while I toasted the buns in the frying pan. And now it's pretty nasty. Trying to heat the water up in it, get that butter out of it. It's just, that's the, I don't know, my tea might be a little buttery, a little shellfishy. Not good. I have to pass on that. That was pretty cool. I was just sitting in my camp there, and about 5 smaller does just ran right 10 yards away. Took a second before I could get the GoPro on, and they didn't see me, but they could sense I was there. I'm probably getting my wind. Alright, morning from Camp Fox Skull. I'm getting ready to head out of here, do some shed hunting. I was gonna have a nice warm oatmeal and warm tea, but I put my lobster and butter in the only pan I had. Three mountain bikers just rode by. Didn't realize I was that close to the trail. They didn't see me though. Oh, I'm gonna get moving here. always bring a light backpack with me just in case I find something I gotta put in it. Bring a saw with me to saw off any antlers. You want to try and get in the woods before everything greens up. Once it starts getting too warm out and the forest greens up, those briar patches come in. They're the first to come in. So once all the woods green up, it's not really as worth it. You won't find as much. The grass starts growing, antlers are hidden. This time of year you can walk and the woods are open and the ground is nice and visible. You'll see an antler just sitting there. So this is the best time to go. Got a few more weeks left. It's already starting to green up a bit, but it's still pretty cold. As you can see, I mean, it's still today's in the 30s. Old microwave. Thought it was a safe for a second. I have found a safe one time in the woods. I found a abandoned safe, nothing in it. It's been there a while, but it made me really wonder where it came from. Where's the rest of the stand? Whoa. Being in the eastern forest here, find a lot of old farmhouse ruins and stuff like that. Always looking for artifacts, but have yet to find some. It'd be cool to find something from the Revolutionary War, cannonball, or even an arrowhead. I've yet to find an arrowhead, and I've been looking. I see all these guys posting arrowheads they found, but I have yet to find one. I know they're out there though. Look at this. Found something. Pretty sun-dried though. There's a box turtle shell, eastern box turtle. I don't know if I want to keep that. It's getting hot out here. Spot in here looks really good. On this south-facing hillside, it's usually where you'll find them. Deer like to bed down on that south-facing slope because the sun hits it all day. That's what I'm on right now. Nice open area where you got these grasslands between the thicket. What do we got here? This is either an antler or a bone. Oh yeah. There we go. Well, we're on the board. You could see this from 20 yards away, how white it is. All that skunk cabbage popping up through the forest. Somebody's got a geocache right here. Wasn't expecting that. I'm in an area, it looks like an old junkyard here. Look what I got here. Old porcelain glass. Always like finding these. There's the blue one. Sometimes you can find them. Sometimes you can find good glass like this and it's worth money. Vicks Vapor. Fish in there. Looks like there's a bunch of suckers in there. All right, looks like we got another one. There's one. Fresh antler. Those will make good chew toys for the dog. He loves these antlers. This area has a busy beaver. Oh. I was walking down this trail here, about stepped on this guy. Got my other pack and gear stashed at the trailhead here. Been hiking up and down these valleys all day. Backpack's full of antlers. That's how we like to do it. A couple fresh ones, a few old ones, and sawed off the deadhead. One thing I will say about shed hunting is it is extremely hard. You gotta walk a lot of miles. It'd be like an absurd amount of miles per antler for me. Walking a mix of private and public, mostly public though. But shed hunting's a great pastime. Been doing it quite a few years. Oh my God. Great pastime. It's been a great overnight stealth camp. I'm gonna get out of here. You've been watching Boys of the North, Hammock stealth camping while cooking great food and shed hunting. Escape comfort.